Hey guys, getting wrapped up here. Just got done with that turkey hunting down with Jody Smith, Guide Service, and this is my favorite part about turkey. Is just like Thanksgiving, right? You have so many different things to do with turkey. Everybody focused on the breast of these wild birds, and the dark meat's often overlooked. So we got a great recipe to show you what to do with that dark meat. If you take a look here, what we did is we took the thighs and we took the drumsticks, and all I did is I put them in the slow cooker. It took about 10, 11 hours for this to break down and get nice and soft and tender. I've had them in the fridge overnight, but this is why a lot of people go away from even dealing with the drumstick. If you pull off a piece of the drumstick, you look at all these little tendons in here. That's in one little piece of meat. But this meat is absolutely great eating meat, so we don't want to waste it. So take the time, pick through it, and get all the good meat off of there. You can tell I've already done one drumstick. I'll put that guy aside for now. And then this is the thigh meat. All we're gonna do, that bone pops right out after it's been slow cooked for a long period of time. Again, it took me 10, 11 hours in the slow cooker. Not like I personally had to do anything. I just put it in there and put it in the slow cooker, and away we went. For the thighs, what I'm gonna do, I'm just take my knife and I'm gonna thin slice it. You can shred it, you can see it wants to fall apart, but I just like dicing it up for this recipe we have for you today. I already have enough for my recipe, so this is one thigh and one drumstick of the turkey. So again, I'm gonna put that aside. And now we are going to start making chilaquiles. Chilaquiles, if you've ever been to Mexico and you go down there, resort, wherever it is, you see chilaquiles everywhere, especially for breakfast food. It's a great way to utilize leftovers, because all it is leftover tortillas or chips with the salsa verde that's tweaked a little bit, mixed in, and then an egg put over the top of it. So here's what we're going to do. Let's start putting it together. If you guys remember my green salsa video, that's what we're gonna start with. All I've done is I've roasted some tomatillos, I've roasted Serrano peppers, 3 onions, a couple garlics, that's it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this in the blender. How hot is this? I can handle it. Take it right all into the blender. I'm gonna put this pan back in the barbecuer, and I'm actually gonna get the barbecuer going because everything is going right back into this pan. I'm gonna set that barbecuer at about medium heat, low to medium. Doesn't gotta be super hot. Now that I have my salsa ready to go, I'm gonna take a handful of cilantro. Throw that in there, and that's it. Very simple sauce. Take my lid, bring it back to the blender, and blend it up. Okay, we got that blended up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna combine everything into my roasting pan. So if you wanna come on over here, I got my roasting pan nice and hot. Again, probably about medium heat on the barbecuer. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take some of that stock from that turkey, the dripping, put it in the bottom of my pan. Just ladle a few of them in there. What that's gonna do is that's gonna give me a base for the shredded turkey we're gonna put in there. It's also gonna introduce that flavor into that salsa verde that we made. We'll get this up. Actually, gonna turn up the heat just a little bit because we let that pan get a little cold on us. Give it a good mix. Okay. We're gonna let that go for a couple minutes, and again, let the pan get nice and hot. So it's almost gonna give it a nice sear. All right guys, we got the roasting pan back up to heat there. I want it nice and hot, and here's why. We introduced a good amount of stock, a good amount of turkey stock to that. We threw some of that shredded meat in there. This turkey, when you're talking about the dark meat, generally speaking, it has more moisture than the breast itself, but on these wild turkeys, they're so lean, the more moisture you have to introduce to them, the better. Now that we have that nice and warmed up, I'm gonna go back with that salsa verde that I made. Again, this is just a dozen tomatillos. I put 3 Serrano peppers in there, which probably would be a lot for some people. Maybe you'll even go 1 if you don't like too much heat. A couple cloves of garlic, quarter onion, white onion, salt, pepper. That's it, pretty easy. Oh, and a handful of cilantro. But here's the key. This is what makes chilaquiles, okay? Ultimately, this is just a salsa verde with turkey in it. What makes chilaquiles is this right here. This is called episote. You're not gonna find this at Trader Joe's, people, okay? Local little shops. They do make a dry one. This one's already been wilted a little bit. If you find it fresh, great. If not, wilted is just fine, or even the dry version. But you only want to put a couple sticks in there. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna let that go. And we're gonna leave it in there. And it's going to, the flavor of the episote is gonna kind of melt into the rest of the salsa there. That's perfect. We're gonna let that go for about 5 minutes. And then we're gonna take that episote out of there. And just for sake of this, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it in there. I'm just gonna make sure we don't eat it. You don't want to eat that entire piece by itself. Now, 2 different things we could do. Like I was saying at the beginning, there's a great way to get rid of leftovers. These are just corn chips that I made out of corn tortillas that we had up in the pantry that were getting old. I literally cut them in triangles, fried them, and we have a chip. And it's a nice, thick, hearty chip. You want it because you're gonna dump it right into that salsa. Or, if you already have chips that are sitting up in the pantry, in the cupboard, tostada chips, whatever it might be, corn chips, again, it's a great way to use leftovers. And you want to kind of want to get the ratio right. You don't want them too soupy, and you don't want them too thick. That corn, the starch in the corn tortilla or the chip, is going to thicken this up a little bit. You could adjust the consistency by putting a little bit more turkey stock in there. That's about right. Now the next part is all about personal preference. Do you like your chilaquiles with a little bit of crunch to them? Or do you like your chilaquiles a little bit soggy? I'm like right in the middle. I like just a little bit of texture left for my corn tortillas, but I don't like them so crunchy they're hard to eat. Just go. Nice. You see chilaquiles in Mexico all the time because a couple reasons. Number one, they're very simple to make, very inexpensive to make, and they are a great breakfast food when you've had one too many the night before. So that's the episote right there. Episote is spelled E-P-O-sote. That's the way you spell it. So when you're looking for it in the store, make sure you tell them that. Okay, I'm going to take that out. Put it right over here. Now, I'm going to go and plate my chilaquiles. My turkey, wild turkey chilaquiles. Couple more chips on there. We're gonna take a couple fried eggs, put them right over the top. Queso Fresco, onion and cilantro. That, my friends, is how we make chilaquiles at VIP Outdoors, using every part of the wild turkey we just harvested a couple days ago. We took it from the field, we cleaned it, we brined it, we braised it, broke it down, and made a phenomenal meal for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I like making this episode. This is one of my favorite ones. But anyways, I'm gonna get to eating breakfast. Thanks, guys.